Hey people, FUNKSY here. We're just about to get in touch with the UK's very own example. We know him from all the hits that are smacking up the dance floors, like Change the Way You Kiss Me, off of his new third album, which is out now. Here's the interview. Let's go. One of the most down-to-earth guys that we're, going to have the pleasure of actually interviewing. I've checked a few things out about you, so I kind of know what to expect from you.
Some people just think I'm rude and arrogant. I'm not. I'm
no.
Speak my mind.
I wouldn't say you're rude.
Speak my mind.
I wouldn't say you're rude. We'll see by the end of this interview. I'm sure they can make their mind up after this, yeah?
Of course.
But speaking about perceptions and, being true to yourself, some artists will have a view that, they need to be portrayed in a different way to what they actually are about. Now, for me, in your music and in your videos, I just see the person who I'm seeing in front of me right now.
Yeah, I kind of, I like to carry that across, you know what I mean? Like, I think how I dress in everyday life, I'm going to dress like that in my videos. Like, how I behave on stage, in a gig, that's how I should behave in my videos. And I don't want, like, smoke and mirrors and, too much makeup and flashness and jewellery and all that business. You know what I mean,
aesthetically, I can understand that as well. But even I'm talking about your whole demeanour, though. I mean, when we're speaking about, I heard you say some stuff about, Kesha, and when we compare it to people like Nicki Minaj and also Lady Gaga, they're so kind of gimmicky, and you can imagine them not really being like that in their lives. Do you think that they have to be that way to sell the records in the industry and part of the industry that they are appealing to?
Depends on the artist, because you got to remember, like, music is entertainment and it's also escapism. So if you're a certain type of artist, need to be portrayed a certain way in order to, present that ideal to people. Like, if you're a young girl or an old girl or a young guy, whatever, and you aspire to something, you look at Lady Gaga and you go, wow, look at the way she dresses, look at the way she dances, look at the way how outlandish she is. Like, I'm never gonna be like that, so I'm gonna use, her as as a means to experiencing something else. If you want more, if your life ain't that exciting, go and see Lady Gaga. She makes your life exciting for one night.
But don't you feel that it sets a kind of trend in how a pop star is now perceived to be? Because when Lady Gaga comes, she's more Gaga now than she ever was. Yeah, Nicki Minaj is now more loopy. It's like they do it and then it has to reach the next level every time.
Yeah, but you got to remember what kind of music they're making. They're making like candy floss, popcorn, pop music. You know what I mean? It's kind of all about the spectacle and the show, and it's about putting on a big circus. And there's always been acts like that. Madonna was like that. Michael Jackson was like that. Even Kanye West is like that sometimes. It's about being outlandish. And then the flip side of it is you got people like, I don't know, like me.
Yeah, but Michael Jackson was kind of actually, in his life, different.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is, people out there, but it's pop music, and pop music needs these characters in order to be exciting. And then the flip side is me, Wretch, Ed Sheeran, who kind of just wear what we'd normally wear, talk how we'd normally talk. It's not all about bling and shades and that sort of thing. It's just about being real, and what we talk about in our songs is our real life.
That's right.
And Lady Gaga, she don't talk about her own real life in her songs, but you need both sides, because otherwise music will get boring. If you didn't have the crazy circus pop stars like Nicki Minaj and Lady Gaga, and you only had real people, it wouldn't be exciting. You also
it's very true. That's a very good point.
You also need the people who come off X Factor as well. I hate X Factor, but they provide another little corner to the spectrum. You know what I mean?
There's a place for everything, basically. You're trying to say.
Yeah, because you know what I mean. It's music's entertainment, and everyone wants something different.
Yeah.
And I can't stand Jedward, but there's
a place for Jedward.
There's a place for Jedward in this world, because there's young girls out there who really enjoy watching Jedward and buying their records. So you can't knock that. You know what I mean? Whether I don't like it, but you can't knock it. It's like someone's thought it's a good business idea and they're making money out of it, and Jedward are having a good time.
And there's other people out there that do respect them for what they do for some reason. But
when I slate pop acts, in the past, like I have done, I generally only do it to people who I think they could have done it better. And a lot of time it's not even their fault, it's their managers or their record labels, because a lot of people are creations, they're sort of brainchilds of a boardroom of 10 people going, yeah, we need this sort of song and this sort of vibe and this sort of look. Whereas with me, it's just sort of, I sit there and go, right, my next album's going to sound like this, my video's going to be like this, I'm going to have my hair like this, I'm going to roll like this in the video, the live show's going to sound and look like this, and they're like, cool. Whereas there's other people, Kesha don't even go to the meetings, and they'll be like sitting there trying to create what's Kesha going to be next. And
that's right. It's like it's
a
machine.
Flat.
It's like a machine.
Yeah, but that's fine, because that's that's entertainment. You got to look at Lady Gaga and see her as like a blockbuster movie.
You should feel sorry for them then.
No, Lady Gaga's like a blockbuster movie. You know what I mean? It's got to have all the right explosions on the right places.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to kind of contrast it to say you've been given a chance to develop over your 3 albums, which admittedly started out as hip hop in the first album. Now you've got, obviously you've probably
Rave dance
now, so your label stuck with you in that sense. They didn't say, example, we ought to make him that, make him this, and I suppose you have to take your hat off to them maybe and say,
I mean, my first album was on Mike Skinner's label and it didn't do very well, and it got dropped. Mike Skinner's label got dropped by Warner, so there was no funding.
You just put me in it then.
No, it's alright. And then I signed to Ministry for my second album, and I've just sort of been developing my sound since then, and they've let me do what I want to do.
So you had that kind of creative freedom, and it's good that people are perceiving you just for being a real honest, humble guy, and it's working for you.
Well, it can work.
It's good because you can be yourself, where these other artists can't be themselves and be happy with that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, but that's what I mean. It's like, you can choose to still be a performer and still be a bit outlandish. It's like, all right, Lady Gaga ain't like that all day, every day, but it's nothing. You can't berate her for wanting to be like that and be exciting and interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's just a circus. She's putting on a big circus show, and people want to go and pay to see it, and it's interesting.
Of course, and you in the live element yourself, you do give it a lot of energy from what I've seen, and you like to have a performance.
Totally.
So it definitely creates a crowd pleasing experience. I mean, when your tracks are without a doubt geared to the dance floors.
Yeah, and
obviously now,
it's like, for me, it's about the dance floor.
Yeah.
It's about playing it in your car. It's about the clubs. It's about festivals. About arenas, and it's about radio. And it's not about just ticking boxes. It's about making something that can reach out and touch all these people, but keep your integrity as well.
Do you remember the first time you actually heard one of your tracks played like in a dance floor? Do you remember a time you walked in and it was like, yeah, they're playing my tune?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really go to clubs that much, so it was weird. Like, I didn't really hear any of my tunes played out until, say, the kick starts, and I'd already had 15 releases before that. But I remember being in a club in like Jersey. I was in Jersey and I was going to play a club night, and they were playing my song at the start of the night, and I just remember thinking how weird it was. Like, I hadn't really been aware of it until that point.
And have you always wanted to do this? I mean, is it something that you've wanted to do for a long, long time now? Or is it something you kind of got into?
I wanted to be a film director, and I kind of fell into music by accident, but I'm enjoying it so much. I'm just sort of honing my skills and improving my songwriting every album, and just trying to become a better performer and learning off the best.
Melodic though, I would definitely say you're someone who thinks about the melody quite a lot.
That's the main thing I think about. I think about that before the raps.
Being a songwriter myself, I can kind of relate to how you address the songs and stuff. And he's put a lot of stuff out that you would have heard out there. You would have heard loads of the tracks that whether you be in club or, as he said, on radio or whatever, really. He's got a new release coming out called Midnight Run. And that's the new single at the moment. Let's speak a bit about that. A bit about the new single.
Midnight Run is about being out late at night when you should be at home. You know what I mean? Like, either with the missus or, with your family, or you should just be having a night off and being good to your body, and instead you're out partying. That's what Midnight Run's about. It's not about actually going for a run at midnight.
All right, let's cut into it right now anyway. Midnight Run example.
On another midnight run, sniffing for trouble, unlucky for some. On another midnight run, I still be breathing, come the morning sun. It's hot in my eyes.
So connecting with your audience, like just a bit about what you're about before we wrap it up. What's on your iPod? What's you feeling? I know you've got a close affiliation with a lot of the UK acts at the moment. We speak about Ed Sheeran and that, who I'm really feeling as a performer. And
mate, I listen to such a wide variation of music, man. Like I bought Ed's album when it came out, studied that for a week. I just soak it up like a sponge. Then last week I bought Noel Gallagher's album. I'm gonna be buying Drake's album. I bought the Jay-Z Kanye album. I bought Nero's album.
Who produced the track on
Stay Awake?
Stay Awake from your album, yeah.
I just lap up everything, whether it's dubstep, dance, rock. I bought Kasabian's album. Every genre, man. I'll buy a mixtape. I'll be listening to P Money stuff. I'll be listening to Feed Me stuff, Flux Pavilion. Everyone out there, I'm just studying and lapping up ideas.
And that's what I think every aspiring artist needs to do, really. Just
a lot of people just, MCs just listen to other MCs, and
it's not right.
A lot of rock bands have listened to rock bands. You just got to look at the big picture, man, and just study all different sounds and like vibes and lyrics and melodies. And
yeah, man, it's definitely appreciating the whole sound of music as a whole. Your favourite pastimes, though, we're talking about all this kind of nitty gritty stuff. What do you like to do, though? We're speaking.
I love food.
You love food.
I like a good
What
food,
cuisine do you like?
I like Mexican. I like Italian. I like Thai. I like Just like food, man.
Have you ever eaten from the actual places, the countries themselves, though? I mean,
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the great thing about my job. I get to travel the world.
Getting to go everywhere.
In the last month, I did 7 gigs in Australia.
Yep.
And then I did Bangkok, Singapore, Taiwan, South Korea, Dubai, and I did a gig in Paris last week. I'm going Dublin and Berlin next week.
So examples worldwide, and I was actually going to ask you, where is the next pocket of supporters that are really appreciating you, apart from the UK?
I don't know, man.
Where was it? Where's the place at, man?
I've just gone top 10 in Germany.
Okay.
And I've got people in Finland and Greece and Denmark. Oh, I'm top 10 over there as well. So who knows where's next, man?
So good. No, I appreciate you stepping in with the interview as well. And
thank you, Rob.
It's good to get the lowdown from you and see how genuine you really are. So I think it's safe to say he is, as we thought he was going to be, very down to earth and setting an example to everyone else out there. Take care.
Thank you, brother.
Take it, bro.
Cheers, man.
Nice one.